What is up, and welcome to Ask DLF, where the goal of the show is to answer all of your fantasy football questions, Dynasty related. We got the draft coming up. We got a lot of things going on, Tyler. There is no such thing as the offseason, as we always say. It's a non-point scoring season. How's it going for you so far?
The offseason, non-point scoring season, whatever you want to call it, is going great. A lot of content, a lot of new followers, a lot of new patrons, a lot of new viewers on this show. Last week, 1.5K viewers, 1,500 viewers on this show last week. So the most viewed Ask DLF of all time was last week by a large margin, over 400 more than the next most. So I just appreciate everyone in the audience, everyone at DLF that's allowed me to do this show, Cal, Addison, first and foremost, and then, everyone else. And just all of you in the chat as well. So, we wouldn't have been able to do that without each and every one of you. So I really appreciate that.
We appreciate all the new viewers and all of the regular viewers who I know are already in the chat here, which we're going to get to you in just a second. But for those of you who don't know, I am your host at Calvin and Hobby, Cal Shoemake. He's Tyler at Tyler FF Creator. And we're going to answer a ton of questions for you. So if you have something, just like the banner down below says, go ahead, use the live chat. Make sure you're doing it on YouTube. I guess you could do it on Facebook. You're going to be a little lonely over there. You probably should go ahead and come on over to YouTube. And it's just better there. There's a lot of great people. Best YouTube chat in all of YouTube right there on this show.
I agree. I mean, it's the most active.
I've never done this before. So if this doesn't go well, just bear with me. But I want to add something because I always say that, hey, we're brought to you by DynastyLeagueFootball.com. And I wanted to pull up because there's a brand new promotion. I'm going to add this to the stream. Okay, it doesn't look great. Don't get mad at me, Bob Gilchrist or Addison. But look, at least it's there, right? And there's a bunch of options. You'll notice all the way to the side, there's a brand new option, that BetSperts bundle. If you don't remember, we BetSperts, we're part of a much larger company now. And that gives us an opportunity to bundle things together. And if we click here to find out more, you see that you get 4 for 4, the Fantasy Life app, and BetSperts. All here, great bundle. Make sure you go check out lots of ways to join and become a member of DynastyLeagueFootball.com and all the great tools, all the great things that we have going on there. So just wanted everybody to make sure they could see that you need to be a member. Why? If you're not a member already, you're not a premium member, why not?
And also, I have to find 4 for 4 on Twitter. I haven't found them yet, but both the Fantasy Life app and BetSperts were kind enough to retweet this show, the promotional tweet for this show. So, they're very, very good at working with us and helping to promote us. And I would love to help promote them.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you'll see some of that stuff on my account very soon.
And we know listeners of the show are huge Dynasty fantasy football proponents, obviously, but every league at some point when it gets in season, you need help setting your lineups. It almost turns into somewhat of a redraft league, and all those sites for they tend to focus on that. Really good access to a lot of great tools from them and things that we can do. So without further ado, why don't we get started, Tyler? Let's start answering some questions. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. So Mystical Child, he gets in here first from what I could tell. That some of them might have been earlier that I couldn't get to, but let's go, boys. I'm not sure what the F stands for there. Just use your own imagination.
I said the F on, he made the same comment on my show, and the F was said. I will.
Sean checks in. Amari Cooper with our first question here of the day. Amari Cooper in a third or a 2023 first and a second at 12-team Superflex. What do you think?
So let me put it this way. So a 2023 first, let's say that is like a bar of gold, right? That's really what it is now. It's a bar of gold. Everyone wants them. Everyone wants 2023 first. So that's great, right? By next year, it's going to be a bar of diamond bar. So it's actually going to be more. So this deal doesn't even look good now. I'd much rather the 23 first over Amari Cooper, a second over a third. So especially in Superflex. So this is easily the pick side, but it's going to look silly in a year. It's going to be pick side by a lot. So yeah, I'll take the pick side, but just be aware that as much as the 23 first, people love them now, right? Everyone loves them now. Everyone's going to love them more next year. It's only going to be better.
You may have done this when I was out, but Amari Cooper in his new location there in Cleveland. What are we thinking? How are we looking at that right now with his new quarterback?
I mean, he wasn't that good with Dak last year. So how optimistic? I mean, I had some interest in him, whereas I had no interest in him when he was still in Dallas. So it kind of revived his value a little bit. But honestly, I'm not overly interested in Amari Cooper. I think he's good, not great. And I think that the best of Amari Cooper is in the past. More than likely, 2019 was your best Amari Cooper. And it's been downhill since.
Amari Cooper or Terry McLaurin?
Terry McLaurin.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
Michael Pittman.
Pittman easily. Pittman's higher than all those guys.
Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith. I'll take the youth.
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy.
Ooh, wow. You're even lower than ADP. ADP is wide receiver 23, so you're even lower than that.
I have Amari Cooper, not at wide receiver 23. I have Amari Cooper at wide receiver 31. So that doesn't even include rookies. So I'm out on Amari Cooper.
Very good. Ed chiming in. What's up, Ed? Always enjoy when Ed's in the chat. He says that Tyler today tweeted today asking who would see their value crushed on draft night.
It's true. I don't deny it. I did tweet that. I can confirm that I did tweet that. Did not get as much interaction as some of my other tweets. I didn't word it correctly.
Well,
the engagement parameters were a little off.
Who were some of the I guess the interesting answers that you got that you thought could have a chance of their value is going to be crushed?
Well, my answer was Devin Singletary. When Breece Hall is drafted there, I think that will be very possible. And anyone who was going to take a wide receiver. So there were, let's see. I mean, Devin Singletary, Michael Carter was mentioned for the same running back to the Jets situation. I heard a little bit of Miles Sanders with a potential running back going there. And then as for wide receivers, I mean, anyone in New England would be a good name to be crushed. Rondale Moore. I mean, I did today another thread I posted about Treylon Burks. I had him going to the Cardinals at 23 to replace the AJ Green role. So, and that would kind of put a little bit of a damper on Rondale Moore. I think we all can agree that Treylon Burks is probably a better prospect than Rondale Moore. And he would have first round draft capital. Well, Moore did not. So I would prefer him clearly if he went there. So that's another one. And then someone said Michael Gallup, actually, I think with the idea that Treylon Burks was going to go to Dallas at 24. So, a lot of people talking about receivers being supplanted. Gabe Davis, if Buffalo goes with a receiver instead of a running back. So yeah, those are just some names. I even heard someone toss out Jameis Winston, which I thought was an interesting name. If New Orleans makes a move to secure a quarterback in this year's class, I actually thought that was interesting. That was a good name that I hadn't really thought of too much. And then Terry McLaurin, who we mentioned earlier. Washington's been tied to a lot of receivers at that 11th overall pick, and Carson Failure can't even support one receiver, let alone two. So it's not good.
Love it. Ed chimes back in here with the news of a slow recovery from injury, and potential Melvin Gordon news could see a second buy window on J.K. Dobbins for the long-term play. What do you think?
Yeah, if they actually sign Melvin Gordon, then yes. Then his price, people are going to drop him more than they should. Right now, Dobbins is not a buy to me because the event that's going to lower his price has not happened yet, and it's going to happen. They're not going to go into the season with Dobbins and Edwards as their only relevant backs. That is not going to happen. So, yeah, I'm not going to buy him now. But yeah, if that happens, I could see potentially having a second buy window. Depends on how low his price goes, though. Really.
Reminds me a little bit, though, of last year when, remember, Todd Gurley visited Detroit and everybody, wanted to sell DeAndre Swift, and then obviously that never materialized. I mean, do we think they're just waiting and it's just a matter of time before they add a running back here? Or do you think this is maybe much ado about nothing?
No, they've said that they're going to add a running back in the NFL draft. So this is going to happen. I actually am highly concerned that it's going to be a better running back than we want it to be.
Man, I've invested in a lot of J.K. Dobbins. I hope that's not true.
Yeah, I want to cancel that investment. That investment would be one that I want to cancel at this point. I don't want that one. It's going to take a long time. Why is it going to take a long time? He should have been healthy on time. He was hurt before the season, but now it sounds like it's going to take a long time, and I don't want to hear about that. So it's going to take longer, and it doesn't sound like he's going to be ready for training camp. So I don't really have any interest in that. I'll take someone who's actually going to be ready when they're supposed to be.
Jacob wants to know what quality or tier of asset would need to be added to the 101 to move Breece Hall for Javonte Williams, 12-team Superflex.
Oh, not much. I mean, to the difference between the 101 and Javonte Williams, maybe a second at most. Not much. Not much.
I agree. G Money. Hey guys, 12 teams Superflex got offered a 2022 309 and 2023 first at Diamond, our gold to diamond asset that you mentioned earlier for Mitch Turbinsky. I think that's Mitch Trubisky.
Selling you could choose, yeah.
And my 2024 first, I have Kyler, Lamar, and Matt Ryan.
Well, it's an odd trade, actually. I don't see this very often. A 23 first traded for a 24 first. That trade doesn't happen often. I'll still go with the 23 first, I guess. Yeah. But, this is a weird trade. I don't really want Mitch Trubisky, though, so I'll take the 23 first.
Yeah, if I can move from 2024 first to 2023 first and give up Mitch Trubisky, I feel like I'm willing to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Joel, he says, hope y'all are well. We are, Joel. How about you, Tyler? You well?
Yeah, more or less.
Hope you're well too, Joel. 10-team Superflex, 2 RB, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex. I have Fields, Max, Zach Wilson, Javonte, Lamb, Judy, Brown, Pitts, Ayuk, Michael Thomas. Should I make moves for QB running back? I also have draft picks. What do you think?
I mean, yes, you should make moves, but I wouldn't over worry about it. You have RB2 is kind of weak, but I'm not overly worried about positional needs really ever, especially pre-rookie draft. Post-rookie draft, I'll look at it a little bit more because you never know what's going to happen during the rookie draft. You never know. I mean, there's offers fly around wildly. You don't know what your team's going to look like. After the rookie draft, I'm more likely to turn around and look at what my team actually looks like if the moves haven't been made, but not overly worried about it right now. You never know who's going to fall where, really, as well.
We've said it a bunch. You got 4 or 5 months where you have to set a lineup. We're not necessarily thinking about lineups at this point. Just need to think about value, making good deals, getting your team better. Jacob, do you look to trade laterally or a very slight downgrade in rank to hedge against potential risk of rookie landing spot? So Singletary to Khalil Herbert to protect against possible haul to Buffalo. Is that too cute?
It's too cute. I just, you can try, but I don't know. We can't really predict what's going to, it's possible, by the way, that Chicago takes yet another running back in the NFL draft. And then you have nothing with Khalil Herbert. So,
right. Then you just really, man, that feels, Herbert to Singletary feels like more of a downgrade, or Singletary to Herbert feels like more of a downgrade than he's saying here.
I agree. I think that Singletary actually is someone who can play in the NFL in a committee role for a period of time, and he'll be a free agent after this year if they do draft Hall.
Could you get Chase Edmonds for Singletary, or is that too rich?
I don't want Chase Edmonds.
Chase Edmonds,
don't? No.
I think I'd rather have him than Singletary right now.
No. I don't want Chase Edmonds. We know that he can't do anything. We know 4 years of nothing. 4 years of inconsistent performance, 4 years of always injured, 4 years of never available to take a large workload. What's 2 games? 2 games in 4 years? That doesn't sound good. So, nah.
Love it. Elijah Mitchell or Kenneth Walker at 12 teams. Superflex half point PPR. Elijah Mitchell right now, this is the RB23 going off the board. Kenneth Walker, RB18.
Yeah, that's ridiculous on RB23, but I'll still take Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
No, I just think that Kenneth Walker, look, I talked about the rookie running backs on my YouTube channel yesterday. And look, I didn't have anything nice to say about the class other than Breece Hall. Breece Hall had plenty of nice things to say. Kenneth Walker, I really did not like, but he's clearly the RB2 in this class just because the rest of the class is so vomit-inducing that, he falls in at RB2 for me. But he's not the worst prospect ever. And if he gets second-round draft capital, I'll pretty easily prefer him over Elijah Mitchell.
Bella D, 12-team Superflex PPR, Deontay Johnson and Jameis Winston or Matthew Stafford?
It's a good question. I think I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. I just feel like that's not enough for a quarterback of Stafford's caliber. I'll take Stafford.
Kevin Grant, Ramondre, or 204 and a 1 QB?
It's funny, actually. I have Ramondre and 204 back-to-back in my 1 QB rankings. And I have Ramondre 1 spot ahead. So I guess there's your answer. But Usually when it's close on a trade like that, I still go with the pick anyway, because I anticipate that most of the leagues I'm giving advice for don't have the smartest managers in them. So I'm probably more likely to get the players I want in the rookie draft than I would be in an average league. So I lean the picks a little more than my chart would say.
Look, we get so many like Dynasty fantasy football questions, and I love every single one of them. It's the whole reason why this show started. But then we get questions like this that I love when these come up, because this, I'm telling you, listen to this. This is going to be life-changing if you'll do this. Eric says, I'm having a baby boy due June 6th. Cal, what's one thing you wish someone had told you or would have told you that you had to learn the hard way? So not necessarily the hard way, but this is something that I always talk about with this. Go start an email address for your kid now. And anytime anything comes up, just send them an email. Turn the account over to them when they turn 18 or they get to a certain point. They're going to have a bunch of things from you that they were able to read. That's different moments you'll forget by the time it gets there, but you'll be able to relive a bunch of that with them. And it's a great way, like instead of writing things down, send them an email. Makes it easy.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving good advice. And I'm just talking about how last night I said I'd always rather tell you what you need to hear over what you want to hear. And people really thought that was about something else. People were very much trying to figure out what that meant.
Yeah, so do that, Eric. Do that, everybody. I'm telling you, it's one of the things that I'm so glad that my kids have that. Gavin Grant, I have CMC, Barkley, Swift, and Carter as my top 4 running backs contending. Do I move one or is it solid? So stay put, or should he be thinking about moving someone like, I don't know, Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, I would move Saquon Barkley because the Giants, I think, will take a running back in this year's draft. They have 2 picks in the 3rd round. I think they would look good to take a running back because Matt Breida cannot possibly handle a backup role. He is big failure. Have you heard about failure and big failure? Now we have big failure. So Matt Breida, I'm not even sure if he qualifies as big failure. I think he's big failure. So we can't have that as a backup. So the Giants are going to take a running back. I think round 3, I suggested yesterday that the Giants could be interested in Zamir White. Actually, I think so, because Zamir White is boring, uninteresting, not great at anything, offers no upside, but he can participate in most facets of the game. Pass catching, maybe. So he can exist. And Saquon has had trouble doing that. He's had trouble staying on the field. So having someone who can exist would be exactly what they would need. So I suggested that maybe at 81 overall, Zamir White would look good on the Giants. And then I think people would start to realize that Saquon workhorse is not coming back. And, we'll be looking at Saquon 65-35 split. And that's suddenly not as appealing.
John Henry's Happy Waffle Wednesday. John, are you from Australia? Because that's where this started. And Blake, if you're there, hey, what's up, Blake? Happy Waffle Wednesday to you. I don't even think I said Taco Tuesday. That's how excited I was to get into the content, Tyler.
Yeah.
Mystical Child Official YouTube says, what do you do when you send trade offer, the other manager sees and then doesn't respond and leaves it? Do you message, pull it back, or wait for his guy to get hurt and make fun of that manager?
Well, we don't do that, but
not the last.
I'll publicly shame him. How about that? I'll publicly shame the other manager for not responding to my offer. This is why I have no friends in any of my. No, I would never do that. I don't know. I don't. If it happens too many times, I'd complain to the commish that my offers aren't getting responded to. I've done that before.
Yep.
But, yeah, that's all you can do.
Sorry.
You can publicly shame him, but that's not gonna help. If he's not responding to your messages, he's not gonna respond to the league chat either.
So, okay, let me just go back real quick. One thing, double check and just make sure you're not sending bad offers. Like sometimes, like if you're just sending really bad offers, then like you may not get a response, and they might be frustrated with you. So maybe you can figure out, like, maybe reach out and say, like, hey, just checking to see if I was close on that, or if it was way off. I was trying to make a deal that would work best for both of us. Just make sure you're not the one that's doing something wrong here. And then if not, then move forward. Let's go to the commissioner. Let's publicly shame. and find a new league if we have to.
People like you a lot better than they like me. I'm the one who sends all the bad offers, and I'm ruthless. So I could definitely be ignored for sending too many crappy offers. I understand.
Colin, 10 team, Superflex, PPR, start 12, Team A, Swift, Field, Gallup, 2024 second. Okay, this is a big deal. Team B says AJ Brown, Trevor Lawrence, Michael Carter, 301. Which side?
Oh, well, that's actually very close. I'll take the AJ Brown side, actually. Justin Fields, I feel like, is it's a lot of failure at this point. And now I'm hearing that people in Chicago are saying that it's going to be very bad. Very bad. It's going to be bad all year. Lots of bad. It's going to be a whole rebuilding year. So I don't know about that. So I don't know if I want Justin Fields. I think I'll take AJ Brown and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Honestly, like, you want Michael Carter over Gallup, probably? You want
yeah, but that could change. It's risky. It could change in a couple of weeks.
Lawrence over Fields.
Yeah, pretty clearly.
But Swift over AJ, right? Or how close?
That's the closest of the bunch.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Pittman or 2023 first? Which one do you want?
Well, I mean, I kind of still want Pittman, honestly. But if it's super flex, I get it. There's one QB, I would take Pittman.
22 minutes into the show here. Just want to drop a quick shout out and say you need to also, not only should you be subscribing to the website, but you need to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you go hit the red subscribe button if you haven't already. Become a subscriber. We got a lot of great things, including an NFL draft show. Tyler's got one too. Me and Addison are working on one. And
you are working on it.
Yeah,
okay.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Think Manning cast.
I can't win, but I still like it.
Think Manning cast. That's what we're gonna try and do a little bit of here. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna try and get Gronk. I'm not sure if he's gonna come on.
Oh, really? No, I already reached out
that
to
would
Gronk.
Be fun. Benny Blanco, because I'm not on board. I don't know what that means. I'm way too old to understand what that means. Silence of the CD Lamb, 12 team, Superflex. Would you trade the 109 and 201 for the 105 to take one of the top wide receivers, Burks, Wilson, London, or keep the picks and gamble on two of the lower tier wide receivers, Olave, Pickens, Dotson, Watson? What do you think about the idea, and what do you think about the process here?
I mean, it's not bad process, but I'll lean with the two picks over the one. I get it though.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm back. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. Appreciate all of you that reached out to me this week. I was very blown away with that. Mystical, Tyler, Cal, great to see you guys. You guys are awesome. What does someone have to do to be a team member of DLF?
I don't know how to answer that.
We should ask Addison.
Yeah. Did you apply?
Reach out to.
Because I didn't.
Yeah. No.
I think you can apply. I know I did. In 2019, I applied and they didn't want me. But I can't blame them. I'd never done anything in fantasy football. So, but yeah, this time they reached out to me. So I don't know how to apply.
And produce Dynasty content. Like, do something you love. Start doing a bunch of things. And
yeah, I have found, from what I've heard lately, that most of the time it's DLF reaching out. So, not people who apply. So if you just create Dynasty content and it's good, and I don't know, be active on Twitter, you probably won't get noticed if you're not.
Salaries, if you want to trade the 103 for a pick later in the rookie draft, where would you target? I kind of have really fallen for Jamo Williams.
Jamison Williams.
Yeah. Jamo. I don't know if I'd ever heard that nickname. Is that a nickname for him?
I've heard
it. If that's a good nickname for him, Jamo.
Yeah, I wish I'd come up with it. I'll never have another Denzel minimal. That's my best one. But I don't know. I mean, I'm comfortable trading back anywhere as long as I get the value. I don't have a specific place that I'm targeting. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't think about it this way. I don't visualize it this way. I'm fine trading it anywhere. I know that's kind of probably not the answer you wanted, but sorry.
Jamo's going right now off as the 106. So, I mean, in one QB. I guess it'd be a little bit further back. In 2 QB or super flex, but I don't know that you'd want to go back too far.
Yeah, I mean, depends. If you're getting 23 firsts to go back, then I might be willing to go back pretty far.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Benny Blanco, huge trade, just went down in a league of mine. 6 points per touchdown. 1.2, 1.4, 1.7 acres and Wentz for Josh Allen. Which side? How close?
Well, without Wentz, I think I would like that side a lot better. But, if I have to have Wentz, it's not good enough. It's a bunch of crap for Josh Allen. I'll still take Josh Allen.
Mayday, 12-team, Superflex, 0.75 tight end premium, start 11. Traded Drew Lock, 2023 first and second, 2024 first and second, and the 309 this year. Got Allen and Watson now.
You got Allen and Watson for that? I mean, that's a steal. Allen alone for that is a steal. So, congratulations.
Is Drew Lock going to start football games this year?
No. Do we have to do the throwing motion? Do the people need the throwing motion? Is that necessary? Do we need to see it? I didn't think so.
Dustin, looking forward to the show. Currently getting snowed in by a blizzard, bringing 55 centimeters. Is this a thing? Where are you, Dustin?
Yeah, it was a 70-degree day here, so
yeah,
I don't know where you are, but
yeah,
not here. It was like the first summer day I had really all year.
2 separate trades, 12-team Superflex, half PPR, 1 Hopkins for Bateman and 202, or 108 for Elijah Mitchell. Which one of those trades? I guess those are 2 different trades. So Hopkins for Bateman and 202. What do you think?
I'll take the Bateman side. Hopkins is just losing all his value. So I'll take the Bateman side. And then in the other trade, I mean, it's pretty meh. I kind of want to take Elijah Mitchell, though, because I like Elijah Mitchell a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So, take Elijah Mitchell.
12-team Superflex tight end premium. If I were to trade Schultz, what value can I get at the wide receiver position? I'm competing this year. What do you think?
I don't know. Can you shoot for Hollywood Brown? Darnell Mooney? That's probably what I'd go for. One of those 2. Think you can do better? You think you can go better? You think you can get Brandon Ayuk or Amon-Ra?
Okay, let me look up Dalton Schultz because here we go. Let's go to the Trade Finder and wide receivers. It's
possible to tell in the Trade Finder if it's tight end premium. So
yeah, that's true. So Robert Woods. Is Robert Woods way too low?
Yeah, way too low. So I think that my answer is good. I think that try for Amon-Ra. I think would be my highest that I would try, and then go down from there. I don't know. People really hate Devonta Smith. Maybe you could get Devonta Smith. People really don't like it.
Would you want Pat Mahomes or Russell Wilson in the 103?
I'm going to stick with Pat Mahomes.
Me too. Toronto Dave. What's up, Toronto Dave? Needed that reminder that the 2023 picks will continue to gain value. Yeah. That's a little crazy, actually.
Happens every year.
Feels like they have so much value already.
Yeah, but every year picks continue to gain values, get close to the rookie draft, except this year. Not this year. Picks have not gained value this year.
I suggested that one time on Twitter and everybody acted like I was crazy, but Rob, 10-team Superflex point. I'm guessing that's half point PPR. My QBs are Herbert, Carr, Tua, Trubisky, Mariota. Trade away Carr, Miles Sanders, and Marlon Mack for the 22-109, 2023 first, and a second. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I just want the 23 first. I mean, Carr is great, but it's only a 10-team Superflex, so I'll take the picks. But I get it, though.
Yeah, good point. Gosh, Carr with Adams and...
I know.
Could be a good year.
We did
this Murphy. One, right? 12. Oh, yeah.
We did.
Oh, it's okay, guys. David's here. Sean says, sorry, I didn't say, hey, just jump right into the question. What's up, y'all? What's up, Sean? We appreciate that, no doubt. Ed's a Bills fan and owner of many 101s. Love to see Hall go to Buffalo. Man, that would be fun, right?
I think it's pretty likely.
Interesting. Is that the best place for him to go right now?
Pretty much, yeah. Where would be better?
Yeah, probably the best.
Yeah.
Let's go Mahomes or Russ 103 and the 23. So if you add a second to that side, does that help?
No. I'll still
What-
take Mahomes.
What if it was a 2023 first?
Then I would take that.
Apologize for another question. Never apologize, Colin. That's exactly what we're here for. Make sure that you are asking as many questions as you want. We'll get to them. We'll get to all of them if we possibly can. 10 team Superflex, PPR, start 12, Team A, CeeDee Lamb, Team B, 108, 2023 first, Brandon Ayuk. Which side are you taking?
I'll take the package.
Weaves has a long one. 12 team Superflex, PPR, Lamar plus Winston plus Demont plus CEH. This is a big trade. Plus Diggs, plus Van Jefferson, or Kyler, Wentz, Mixon, Mitchell, Hop, D-Hop.
Yeah.
Herbert.
It's the second side, I guess, but it's not that bad.
He's trying to get Lamar.
Yeah, it's the second side by a little bit, but it's fine. This trade's pretty even to me, actually. I don't think it's that bad.
I think it's the second side kind of by a lot. You don't like Edwards-Helaire.
No, but
you don't love David Montgomery.
Well, I'd rather have Winston over Wentz. And I don't hate Montgomery as much as you think.
I mean, Mixon is worth.
Yeah, it is the second side, but it's not the worst trade I've ever seen. It's not even that bad.
Ooh, 110 plus Edmonds for Brandon.
No. You don't need to add to 110 to get Brandon Cooks. So it's the 110 side. Even though I don't want Chase Edmonds, it's the 110 side.
Let's not do that. Giddy up is selling Hill and a late second for Pittman and 2023 first, selling for too little. Tyreek Hill, I'm assuming.
I mean, no, it's not that bad, but I think you can do better than this, personally. It's not the end of the world, though. If you're in a rebuild and it's this or nothing, I would do it. But I think you can do better.
Eric wants to know what's an ideal package for a CMC. Feels like he's the hardest player to trade. I happened to pull up here in the trade finder a trade that went down yesterday. Tyreek Hill and a 2023 third for Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I'll take McCaffrey there. So there you go. But I guess that's not a package to trade McCaffrey away. I don't know. Can you get Waddle plus? I might try that.
Could you get a 2023 and a 2024 first?
Yeah, but I think you can get more than that.
You think you get more than that?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'd like at least 2023 first if I'm going to take that. Then.
I just feel like I do feel like he's saying he's the hardest player to trade, and I think that's right. I don't know that anybody's looking to acquire him right now. Like the value, sure, but
I get people who tell me that he's never going to play again, and I'm like, you're injury prone until you're not. And I am so tired of it. I'll just warn the people watching this show. Please just stop wasting my time comparing Christian McCaffrey to Saquon Barkley. That's lazy. That is lazy. Lazy analysis. Lazy. If you actually go back and look at the fantasy points per game, who scored what, Christian McCaffrey's actually been good the last 2 years, and Saquon Barkley's been horrible. When Christian McCaffrey played, he's still Christian McCaffrey.
It's true.
When Saquon Barkley played, he was as good as Devontae Booker as a starter. When they were both the starter, there was no difference. The statistics were the same. So it can't be all the offensive line's fault. It's not all the offensive line's fault. So, that's a lazy comparison that I hear people make. But if you actually do the research, you'll see that Christian McCaffrey's been dominant when he played. The problem is that he has been injured. But those injuries have not seemed to zap his effectiveness. Every time he comes back, he's still good. So that's why he still carries value, whereas Saquon Barkley carries a lot less to me because he has not proven that he's still good.
Joe McCarter.
2018 Saquon since 2018, really, for an extended period.
Unfortunately, that is true. Joe McCarter, Cup for the 2023 first, 2023 second, and 206. So hard to get 2023 picks. It is
not good enough. That is not good enough. If I'm going to trade Cooper Kupp, I need a player that I like better, at least with a 23 first. That's a bunch of crap. I'm not going to take. Not good enough.
Just because you can't get good value for him doesn't mean that you should trade them.
Kupp is not losing any value between now and August. You can wait.
Najee Harris and 212 for Dobbins and a 2023 first and a 14-team Superflex PPR.
Not anymore. Now Dobbins is on his way to having a problem. So I'll take the Najee side even now. I get it, though. I get why you would want to do this.
Henry says to smash that like button. That's the other thing is, like right now, Addison's not here. And we're all sad that he's not right here. But you can make him happy by clicking that like button. Make sure that you do that wherever he is, whenever you're watching this. Doesn't even have to be live. It can be later.
Luckily, Addison is way easier to please than I am.
109 and 2, 2023 first. Oh, by the way, Henry, what's up, man? Definitely appreciate having you. You're a legend. Yeah, we did that last question. Okay, made a 2023 late first or Jerry Jeudy.
I'm not risking it. I'll take the first.
There's Blake. Happy Waffle Wednesday. 14 team, 1 QB PPR. What would you give up for Alvin Kamara in draft picks if you are a contender? Wondering if you can grab one more year of production in a quest for a title.
So let me ask you a question, right? A hypothetical question. Let's say that you're hanging around your house, right? Okay. And there's a sharp knife in the kitchen and toss it up in the air. Too many
kids for that.
Right. But let's say it's me then.
Okay.
Say it's me. And there's a sharp knife in the kitchen. I toss it up in the air by mistake. I was cutting something. It slipped out of my hand. You want me to try to catch it with the blade facing down? Or should I just let it go?
Let it go.
Let it go. So don't catch a falling knife. And Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, those are falling knives. Next question.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, the knife is already through your hand.
What's your biggest rule going into rookie drafts or most valued insight going into those drafts?
These are two separate answers. So start with the biggest rule is draft for value, trade for need. That's the biggest rule. And, we always like to mention Dynasty Outhouse when we talk about that because obviously he didn't invent that phrase. That phrase is older than he is.
I'm pretty sure he invented it. Yeah. No.
He invented it.
He gets credit.
He gets credit for that phrase as it relates to the Dynasty community. Yeah. So that's the biggest rule, and it always bears repeating. Then the most valued insight, though, I think is a little bit of a separate thing. And I would just say that there's a big advantage you can gain from being active while you're on the clock. You can be active. You can sometimes get deals done during the rookie draft you wouldn't be able to get done the rest of the year. You have a big window to improve, a small window to improve your team a lot. So that would be my biggest insight, I would say, from doing a bunch of rookie drafts.
Yeah, it's a really good it's a really good point. And I think the other thing that I always think about in terms of like a lot of those rookie drafts is that when you're doing them, don't just say this pick is on the block or whatever. Like be active, figure out what you want for it, and go shoot your shot.
Keep your scheming secret.
Yeah. 12-team Superflex 101 or Najee Harris.
I'll still take Najee Harris, but I get it. There are landing spots for Breece Hall, specifically Buffalo in the first round, where I'd be tempted.
Ed chiming in about his guy, Devin Singletary, if he makes it through the rookie draft, like Gaskin last season. I think Singletary is quite capable of being a nice flex depth piece. He was last year at the end of the year, right?
Yeah, but remember, Myles Gaskin actually wasn't usable last year. So
it's true.
So I don't know. I don't know about that.
109 and 2, 2023 first for Josh Allen in a 14-teamer.
I'll take Josh Allen easily.
Especially in a 14-team league.
Yeah, Allen is worth a lot more than that.
10-team Superflex traded Ronell Moore for Davis Mills and a 2023 third. Is that decent or trash?
It's decent, especially if the Cardinals are about to take a wide receiver in the first round. Then Moore won't be worth this much. So I guess I'm fine with it.
10-team Superflex Alvin Kamara and the 204 or Kadarius Toney and the 105.
I'll take Toney in the 105.
Yeah. Gosh, Alvin Kamara's fallen a lot, and you're right about the knife analogy there with him. That's. Whew.
I love how I thought of that analogy because I live alone. There was one time people don't want to hear about this, but there was one time I was putting a little bowl from the kitchen in the dishwasher, and I dropped it, and I tried to catch it, and I didn't catch it. It broke on the counter, my kitchen countertop, and it cut my whole hand wide open.
Oh,
I've learned this lesson. Not to try to catch things that are falling out of the air.
This is a great hashtag. I don't remember what this was in
Hashtag
reference to, but
failure energy, yeah, for Ronald Jones.
and I always tell my kids, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Love it, Tyler.
I was trying to pretend I was an NFL wide receiver when I posted that on Twitter.
And look, that is 100% true. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. BFE, big failure energy. There you go. Question for you. Oh, this is just for me, Tyler. You can sit this one out. Brad has a question for me. What value do you place on Aaron Jones or Joe Mixon? My guess is I'm in a league with Brad and he has those and wants to trade them to me. That's my guess. Joe Mixon a lot more than Aaron Jones right now for me. What about you?
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, try and trade me Mixon, not Jones. Ooh, big failure and big failure. Love it.
I miss you, Toronto, Dave.
Me too. Draft for value and later trade for need is my best rookie draft rule. Sounds a lot like what you said there.
Yeah, people on my Patreon probably think I made that up.
What's your preferred player to move the 104 for?
Well, good question.
Good question. Let's go super flex here. So we're thinking what?
Okay. In Superflex, I don't really like him, but maybe you could move the 104 for Justin Fields.
Right now, according to ADP in a Superflex league, Treylon Burks is going at the 104.
Yeah, that's not going to last.
That's interesting, right?
Kind of reminds me of N'Keal Harry, but we'll see.
Which Treylon Burks, we're talking like he's going as the wide receiver 21.
Yeah, no.
Terry McLaurin range.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. We'll see. I would try to trade the 104 for Justin Fields. Oh, he already has Fields. Trey Lance. Try to trade the 104 and a 23 second for Trey Lance. How about that? Or Trevor Lawrence.
I like it. Ed says, I've asked other league mates if they've gotten responses from the dead fish managers who aren't making moves or responding to my trades. Can I just tell you, like, I don't know, a month ago, whatever it was, I put out if we had a 10 commandments for trades, like what would have to be on there? Responding to messages was definitely the number one response. Like everybody was like, respond to trade offers, immediately or as fast as you can or whatever. Like that was by far the most popular response.
I completely agree.
It just feels like it kills leagues when you don't have any activity like that.
Inactive managers kill leagues.
Yep.
Every time.
Wessel, I have the 103 in a single quarterback league. I'm really struggling to trade for 23 picks, or take the best wide receiver available, and I need running back help.
Well, I'm not particularly interested in staying at the 103 because someone asked me how many players I thought were really good, how many players I liked in this class. I said there was one. There was one. Pretty solid. That's it. So I'm not particularly interested in the 103. I'd love to trade for 23 picks, or not take the best wide receiver available. Not that one. That one I don't want to do. So there's a lot of bad players in this class. So yeah, if you need running back help, you're not going to get a running back at the 103. So try to trade the 103 for Cam Akers then. How about that? I think you can get in a second quarterback league. I think you can get Cam Akers plus for the 103. I think so.
Interesting.
And that'll be better you wasting the pick on one of these mediocre rookies. Mediocre. We'll call them mediocre.
Okay. Wessel, how do you feel about Alec Pierce at 209? So, yeah, go ahead.
Not 209, but I feel good about Alec Pierce, actually. I think Alec Pierce is going to surprise us. I think Alec Pierce is going to go a lot higher in the NFL draft than people think. And, I like him. But if he goes at the 209, then I don't like him anymore.
His ADP right now, according to DLF, is number 28 in one QB leagues. We're talking about wide receiver number 15. This guy's 6'3", 208.
Yeah, 19. I have him at wide receiver. Actually, also at wide receiver 15, but I have him 25th overall.
95th percentile in his speed score. This is the kind of guy I'm going to fall in love with, and he's going to like bust.
Yeah, well, that happens sometimes. And we all know what it's like to fall in love with Jalen Reagor.
Yeah. Or
luckily, I haven't been doing content that long because I told many people to take Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. If I'd done that on this show, I feel like the angry mob would be coming for me.
yes, there's a lot of great things.
Hey, in case anyone doesn't realize that why I hate Jalen Reagor so much, that's why.
FF Lefty, what's up, fellas? What's up, FF Lefty? Good to hear from you. Just saying hey, and I'll catch the late night replay. Appreciate the show as always. We appreciate you.
We do.
When trying to trade for Miles Sanders, what should I give up pick-wise?
No. We already have a problem. We didn't need to read the second half of the sentence. We have a problem with the first half of the sentence. We're not going to trade for Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is incapable of remaining as a functional fantasy asset. If you had read on the DLF website, I suggest you read it. I wrote a whole article about how he is not good. Not good, and how it's bad. He's very bad. So, I won't spoil too much of the article, but it's one of my most recent author credits under the Dynasty Danger series. And I would suggest you read it. And I go through his entire career, and not good. So, no, we're not going to trade for Miles Sanders.
Like, I feel like this question could have read like, when trying to wrestle an alligator, what should my technique be? Like the premise is like off. Don't try to wrestle an alligator.
Yeah. I guess if I were trading a 2023 third for Miles Sanders, I could get behind that.
Yeah, maybe it was a baby alligator with like, tape over its mouth. Maybe.
Okay.
Buy Apple Pie says in a tier PPR where tight ends get a +1 bonus and wide receivers get a +0.5. That's tight end premium league. Do you tend to treat tight ends as full 1 point premium or half point premium?
So double, but 1 versus 0.5. I've never really thought about it. I've never played.
It's a bit premium. They definitely have more value.
Scott Fishbowl is this format, right? I mean, Scott Fishbowl, or is this? Oh, this is saying tight ends get +2 and wide receivers are 1.5 and running backs are 1. I think that's what this is. Then I treat tight ends as close, something between 1.75 and 1, I guess. But I don't think about it this way. I rank 1.75 and then I just adjust a little bit if I need to.
Sometimes if I have a scoring system that I'm just not necessarily used to, or when I first run a league, like go look up the points from last year and just see like if it looks the way you think it's supposed to look. Like see if there's anything funny about it. Sometimes like in points per carry leagues, I don't like deal with that a bunch, but I'm in one. I always try to go back and remind myself like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. This kind of player is going to have a little bit more value, or like that's just sometimes if you're just not sure if it's a strategy that not a lot of people talk about because it's a little bit different like this is. Make sure you just go back and look at kind of historically what's happened.
Yeah, and also if you sign up for my Patreon, I'll walk you through any league. Or at least I'll do my best. IDP, no promises.
Jacob Johnson, Antonio Gibson, and 2-2 for Kelsey and Hollywood Brown. 10-team, half PPR, no super flex.
I'll take the Kelsey and Brown. I don't really want Gibson. They scheduled a meeting. The commander scheduled a meeting. Now, they should schedule a meeting with a tax fraud specialist because, they're going to be going to jail, a lot of imprisonment. That's what they really need to schedule a meeting with. But if they're not going to do that, then they scheduled a meeting with multiple running back prospects in this year's class, including some of the good ones. So I'm a little bit worried about Antonio Gibson. So I'll take the Kelsey and Brown side.
Alfonso, I have a contending team, but need a tight end. Only have Noah Kant. Would you send 2023 first plus 204 plus Captain America for Dallas Goedert and A-Rob? Sounds like an easy yes, right?
Does? I mean, if it's not a tight end premium, it's not an easy yes. If it is, sure, I'll take the Goddard side. But if it's not, then it's just okay.
Yeah, I don't know that Goddard plus A-Rob equals a 2023 first. Even in a premium league.
Fine. If it's not, it's meh.
Thoughts on squad and what you might do. Okay, so like these are tough questions.
Like I can barely answer these questions on Twitter, let alone on a live show. Like these are mostly Patreon questions. On here on a live show, I mean, I'll repeat what I say on Twitter oftentimes, which is like the question, the more targeted the question is, the better the answer will be. These kind of vague questions are harder to answer especially on a live show, let alone live show stuff is tough. But,
quick answer. If you have the 103, it tells me you probably didn't perform very well last year. Looking at your team, like you've got some assets, you probably should start trading to try and reload a little bit. And,
team not great. Just as a quick glance. So yeah, get rid of the older guys. And
Mayday, I got.
We gotta fix that.
Yeah, Mayday, I got Watson in that lock. 2023 first, second. 2024 first, second.
Only got Watson for this. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Not as excited. If you got Allen for this, I'd be more excited. Watson for this, it's okay. I don't really like Watson.
Oh, Darren's saying Manitoba and Saskatchewan getting 30 to 60 centimeters of snow tonight. Wow.
Yeah, I was sunbathing today, so I don't.
I'm in Louisiana and have no clue what that even looks like.
Yeah, you don't get snow there, right?
Like very rarely, like twice ever.
Twice ever. Okay.
3 times maybe. The PPR show with Miguel Romero chimes in and says, "Love it, Ed." Hey, Ed is ours. PPR show. All right, don't try to take Ed. 2020. Mark Baker, Drew Lock 4A 2023 second in a 16-team Superflex.
I'll take the second and not Lock. Lock is so bad. I mean, Lock might be. And I feel really bad because I will say, and we didn't address this at the top of the show, and maybe we should have. I feel really bad because I actually remember this only now. But last week, I think I said that Drew Lock was the worst quarterback I had seen play other than Dwayne Haskins. And now I feel bad about that. And I did a whole thing on my show. And I suggest you watch it. I don't want to do it again, really, because honestly, it kind of almost made me cry. But at the top of my show yesterday on my YouTube channel, I started the show with talking about Dwayne Haskins and talking about how, it is difficult for someone like me who, as an analyst, I'm harsh. I'm harsh on these players, but that doesn't mean that I dislike them as people. It's not like, I want them all to do well. I want them all to have happiness and, good lives. I don't, so I felt bad about that because Haskins he was a player I was hard on. And, I just, life is so short. And at the end of the day, like, this is football. It's just fantasy football. It doesn't, in the big picture of a lot of things, it's just not that important. So, just kind of put everything into perspective for me. But, at the same time, I hope that people realize that it is, just how I feel about the play on the field and that, I like everybody personally.
Bill Simmons always.
Oh, if I don't like someone personally, I think it slipped out that I don't like Deshaun Watson, and I think you know why. But other than rare circumstances like that, it's never personal.
Bill Simmons talks about the difference between hating someone and sports hating someone, and there is a difference, right?
For sure, yeah. Drew Lock is definitely someone I sports hate, but as like a person, I actually think he's kind of funny.
Yeah, he's awesome, right?
Yeah, his rapping is kind of.
Our recovering Ridley Truther says, "Yo guys, 12 team Superflex PPR have Dobbins, but want to move with news for AJ Dillon plus 105 plus 2023 third plus Kylan Granson for Dobbins, Hamler, and 211. But about the best offer since the Melgo news dropped."
I'm fine with that. That's a fine offer. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take the AJ Dillon side there. It works for me.
Okay. This is another time I'd want to sell Dobbins.
Yes, it is. Because if they actually
not for me,
Gordon, it's going to be much worse.
I feel like even with like Cortland Sutton, like last year, remember there was that news, there was still like a bump as we got closer. And there was like one route he ran in the preseason and everybody went crazy.
Not the people who are listening to me.
It's true, but not everybody listens to you, which is why the people who do are in such a good.
More and more people, I will say, are listening to me than ever before, though.
Lufty 08 says, any recommendations on some deeper win now running back trade targets, and what would you offer?
Okay, so generally, like, I'm not going to trade for a deeper running back before the draft. I'll just wait until after the draft. But yeah, so there really isn't anyone like deep running back that I'm trading for now, to be honest with you.
How about Melvin Gordon?
Oh, that's actually interesting because he hasn't signed anywhere yet. Yeah, I actually don't hate that one.
How about Cordero Patterson?
No, because there's a risk that they could end up with Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker, and then his value is kind of shot.
The one that I think is lower than he should be is Elijah Mitchell. I like that's not like deeper.
Elijah Mitchell is not cheap or deeper.
No, but I mean, like he's wide receiver. I mean, running back 23 right now. That's just too low for me.
Yeah, I mean,
like he's going behind Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jerry Jeudy in the 202 or Tyreek Hill. What?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's too low. Go get Tyreek Hill if you can get him for that. Goodness gracious.
Tyreek Hill.
He's too good not to be worth that. Had a poll on Twitter earlier. You may have commented, but 12-team, 1 QB PPR league, AJ Brown, Kittle, and Hunt for T. Higgins and Kyle Pitts.
I'll take Higgins and Pitts, and I think I did comment on this.
Matthew Carver, 10-team, Superflex, traded a 2022 302 and 2023 fourth for Jacoby Myers. What do you think?
Trash. I'll take the picks.
Yeah. I kind of like Jacoby Myers, but it's obvious they want to do better.
Yeah, they don't like Jacoby Myers, which is what matters.
Best rejected trade offer that each of you sent that ended up being a blessing in disguise. Oh,
I don't remember the offers that were rejected. Like,
you know what though? Like I have definitely got myself into a rabbit hole of going back and looking at trade offers that I sent that were rejected and had this same thought. If you've got one, if you're watching this show and you've got one that you can think of, put it in the comments. It may jog our memories here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that. Earl says, hi, 14 teams, standard league, give KJ Osborne and Logan Thomas, get Laviska Shenault and Sony Michel.
Who cares about any of these players? I don't even know. I have them all like right in the same range. I guess I'll take the Michel side because he might have some value somehow. All the rest of these players all suck.
We forgot about KJ Osborne pretty quickly, didn't we?
I didn't forget about him, but I'm still not that interested.
Yeah, he came out of the gate pretty hot last year. He died off, obviously, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I'll take Shenault and Michel.
Stefan says, you're both wonderful men.
Thank you.
Stefan. Taco Tuesday has a new meaning for the rest of my life in Waffle Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good. Ed is sick and tired of people thinking everyone who was injured last year is now injury prone. Those of us who have been doing this long enough have seen so many players bust that label.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon most recently, I would say.
Keenan Allen too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Is Cam Akers worth a 2023 first?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think so.
Should I move Chase? No. Just in general, no.
No.
But how about for the 101 and 2023 first and Claypool?
That's a pretty good offer. That is a pretty good offer.
Still no, right? Like, still no. You're still taking Chase.
Still no, but this is a good offer.
Not a bad offer. Eric says, whoever was asking about moving CMC, I moved him and Austin Eckler for AJ Brown and a 2023 first and Superflex. Not the best return, but blowing it up. So I took an offer I felt relatively okay with.
It's probably better than not making a deal. So I'm fine with it.
Christian McCaffrey he could end up with more value as the year gets closer.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. How much higher is it going to go?
If somebody feels like they're a contender and, just feels like.
Yeah, but the people who are out on Christian McCaffrey are out because he was injured the last 2 years, not because he's injured now. So nothing is going to change their mind.
Trogdor, what's up, Trogdor? Evening, gentlemen. 12 team, Superflex, Lance or Cousins, and the 106.
Huh. I'll go with Lance.
Lance.
It's fair.
Dustin's in Winnipeg, getting snowed in. Hope you're safe, Dustin. Stay safe out there. Mystical chimes back in here. 10 team, Superflex, Titan Premium, defending champ. Those are his players and has all of his picks. Where does he need to improve? This is a tough question, like we've said.
Yeah, another tough question. Yeah, a running back is weak though. Or I mean, even with Derrick Henry, it's still not great.
Yeah, quick glance, your team is way too old.
Yeah, it is old.
Get younger.
A lot of old guys.
Steven Silva, if you had a shot at 101 this year, would you give up 2 of 105, 106, 108, Devonta Smith?
Yes, any 2.
100%.
Absolutely.
What about 3? Would you give up the 5, 6, and 108?
In 1 QB, yeah, I'd rather have Breece Hall than the 3 players. So yes.
Yeah.
In Superflex, I have to think about that a little more closely.
Yeah.
Probably not.
That's a good question. I like that.
It is a good question.
Evan says, hit the like button. Yeah. Come on. Just hit the like button, guys.
Addison will be happy. If only there were a button that made me happy. That would be when we find that button. Imagine. Think I have energy now. This is you guys have seen 9 months where I've been miserable. Imagine what I would be like if I were happier. Imagine the kind of craziness we would see.
We all need buttons that can make us happy like that.
Yeah.
Buy apple pie. In a 14-team Superflex league, have Mills, Trubisky, and Mariota as backups. Is it worth holding for the positional scarcity and hope to get near late first value after the draft, or sell for what I can get? Worth holding in a 14-team league. Absolutely.
Right? Not going to get a first ever.
No, but I do feel like in a 14-team league, if you got you're not getting rid of them for just whatever you can get. That's not the strategy I would have.
No, I guess you just hold them and hope you get a first, right? But I'm fine selling them too.
Mystical was blow drying his hair one time. It slipped out of his hand and caught it midair on the hot end. It ended up burning my hand and throwing the hair dryer and breaking it. Was big failure. That's a great story.
Yeah, I don't own a blow dryer.
If you were just joining us and you have no idea what that is about, Tyler was comparing trading for Alvin Kamara to throwing up a knife and trying to catch it. Don't do that. Also, don't try to catch a blow dryer that's falling.
Yeah, no, this podcast and show does not endorse throwing anything up in the air and catching it. Don't try that at all.
12-team Superflex, tiered PPR, tied in premium, traded Tannehill, Miles Sanders, Juju, Albert O, 106, and 2023 first for Allen and the 101.
That's a bunch of garbage, so I'll take the Allen side very easily.
Why is somebody trading away Allen in the 101 for this?
I don't know why they're doing that, but they're making a big mistake. They should sign up for my Patreon and I'll correct them.
I can't make the case if you're a rebuilder or a contender to do this deal. Like, this is...
Nope, this deal is just stupid.
It's just dumb.
But people make dumb trades every day.
T-Fish, Egg House, Dynasty Refinery coming back. Yeah,
is
it? We'll see. Maybe closer to the summer. We'll see.
Yeah.
TBD. Rob said, and I seriously, it means a lot that you ask. That I'm a lot of people did like that, and I loved doing it and want to do it again. So
the people demand more Dynasty Refinery. I've heard through the grapevine that the people demand it.
Rob is thinking of cashing in on Kyler before he plays baseball. 12-team Superflex. Not really. He's not doing that. Would you move him for Cousins, Jacobs, 2023 first, and a 2024 first? Might be able to get the 2022 205 as well. Man, that's a lot. What do you think?
Yeah, I would cash in on this.
Would you push for the 205 or not get greedy?
I mean, you don't have to get greedy, but I don't mind extra things.
Mm-hmm.
So sure.
David says 12 team, 1 QB, PPR, Lamb, 104, 201, 4, Deontay Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, 2023 first, which looks like it could be a top 4 pick.
I'll take the Deontay Johnson side.
Yeah. Me too. 103 and 104 are going to whatever wide receiver is going to be drafted, the Chargers, Green Bay, or Kansas City. Since we know that Green Bay doesn't draft wide receivers, guess
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that. Depends on who they are.
Later. They'll draft them later. We'll see. 10-team Superflex tight end premium, thinking of trading for Antonio Gibson. He's going to offer Clyde Edwards-Helaire plus Pittman. Should I add more? If so, what gets the deal done?
I don't really want to add more than that. I barely even want to do that. I don't really want to trade for Gibson. So I'm not overly interested.
101 plus what equals Javonte Williams?
I feel like we had this question.
We did. I think Javonte Williams is worth more than the 101.
Yeah, about a second, I guess.
Marco, 10 teams reflex, the 102 for 105, 209, 301. How big of a drop off is it?
It's a terrible trade. I'll take the 102.
Eric would try to ask for another flex start, have the 101 if son Javonte. Yeah, that's a good idea.
The 23 second swap is a really good idea. 101 and 23 first for Javonte and 23 second, and then take the 101 side.
Like Marquise Brown. Higher?
I like my idea better.
Juju?
No. I like my idea better.
Bearded Native says Tyler's Patreon is fire. Y'all better sign up. Good community.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely gotten to the point where I can't keep up with the Discord messages anymore, but it's a great community in there.
Let's see. Mystical mentioned yesterday on Tyler's channel, when the Bills draft Hall, his new name will be Beast Hall.
I love it.
Not bad. Yeah, let's see. Darren Johnson, happy Taco Tuesday from Canada. Hey, I hope you're not in the snow mix there with our other Canadian friends. What draft picks are you looking to get to sell Russell Wilson for? Currently have Lamar, T-Law, and Mac Jones.
I mean, Russell is worth more than the 101, so more than the 101's worth of value.
Yeah. Gosh. Russell Wilson is one of those players that's really tough to know what to do with right now.
True.
Like, I could tell a story where he's the best quarterback on your roster here, Darren.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. I mean, if Lamar continues to have injury problems, if Lawrence never develops, yeah, I could tell that story.
And I was so hopeful for Drew Lock once upon a time. Me too. I just wanted it because I liked him. I liked his dancing on the sidelines. I thought I wanted him to do it.
Yeah. Drew Lock, though, is a cautionary tale, though, of just because there's a bunch of weapons doesn't mean the quarterback's going to succeed.
Well, that's true. Shout out Trubisky. Yeah. Mooney for Ayuk and a fourth. What do you think?
Ayuk side. I like Ayuk still better than Mooney.
David has the best rejected trade offer. Redraft league last season. Sent Eckler and Cup for CMC in week 2. He declined and he laughed. And it laughed at him every day in the league chat for it. Thank God.
Wow.
That.
Imagine if you turn that down. Eckler and Cup for CMC.
Wow. Good stuff. John sent Debo in a 2023 first for Dalvin Cook after the first few weeks last year. Looked out, it was rejected. Oof, good. That is good. Tyler talked me out of moving Justin Jefferson for 4 first. Man, I was close to taking that one. Feels like the right move to hold, though.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact parameters of the deal, but I remember feeling that way.
Rough idea of Michael Gallup right now.
Value. I'm not giving any first for Gallup in any format. So,
yeah, he's an interesting one. I want to look him up on the trade finder real quick. Let's see. Michael Gallup How confident are we right now that they're adding a wide receiver?
Yeah. He's not moved that often, though.
He's not moved that often. I'm looking at him now. Gosh. Looks like maybe a 2023 second and third.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I want to pay that.
Interesting. All right, rank them. J.K. Dobbins, Elijah Mitchell, Antonio Gibson.
Gibson, Dobbins, Mitchell.
Hmm.
For now.
I think so too. Would you move or would you give up 102 Elijah Moore, 2023 first for 101 and 201 in Superflex?
No, the 102 side easily. This is a ridiculous offer.
12 team Superflex tight end 105. Get Akers, give 201, 2023 second and third.
I'll take Akers.
Yeah. I guess that's 1.5 tight end premium. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with this trade, really.
Yeah. You're giving up 2 second-round picks and a third.
Yeah, but still, this is not. I'll take Akers. Yeah.
Okay. Superflex, half PPR, Dak or Tannehill, 105, 108, all in 2022.
I'll take Dak.
Man, Tannehill's pretty close to coming to that edge where his value might take a dive, huh?
Yeah. I think Tannehill's going to be a starter in 2023 somewhere. Still. I looked up Tannehill's contract in a while. But I do think he's going to be a starter for the next 2 years, more than likely.
Kalen O'Connor, would you give up 102? Elijah Moore. Did we do this one? Who did this one?
Yeah, we just did this one. So also, okay, so the thing about Tannehill is he has $18 million in dead cap next year. They can save over about $18 million by cutting him. But I do think he's going to be the quarterback. I don't know if they're going to pay $18 million to just make him go away. They were the number 1 seed last year. Everyone's thinking he was so bad. They were the number 1 seed in 2021. They were not that bad, were they?
No.
Okay, we're going to also do an experiment here.
All right. Kalen O'Connor. We did that when Ed ranks them. Gibson, Dobson, and Mitchell. Pretty sure that ADP ranks them that way too, right? Yeah, Gibson's going to RB11, and Dobbins is RB16. And Elijah Mitchell, as we talked about, RB23.
Kind of surprised that that's the ADP, honestly. I thought Dobbins would be ahead of Gibson, but I guess not.
Let's see. What running back can I trade Ryan Tannehill for? 12-team Superflex.
Cam Akers, maybe. But I don't even know if I probably want more than that. I don't know if I'm looking to trade Ryan Tannehill for a running back. But yeah, maybe Cam Akers would be my first try.
Ryan Tannehill right now in Superflex, according to ADP, is going off the board as the QB 23, 61 overall. That puts us in the Kenneth Walker range. Josh Jacobs.
Well, I love Kenneth Walker, not Josh Jacobs.
Elijah Moore. Well,
he's all the way down at quarterback 23. Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a surprise to me.
Ryan Tannehill or J.K. Dobbins?
I will take Tannehill.
Him or Elijah Mitchell?
Tannehill. Also, this ADP that has Matt Ryan ahead of Ryan Tannehill is a joke.
Yeah, that's just not good.
That's a joke. I don't buy it.
Let's see. Giddy up. 10 teams. Start 10. Lost by 0.2 in the ship last year. That's rough. First year in Dynasty. Looking for any advice. Starters. Russ, Burrow, Chase, JJ, CD. I think you're probably just bragging right here, Giddy up. But just in case, what do you think?
Yeah. Do you trade Zeke away? I'm always looking to move Zeke.
Those are good. Ed, I made pushes to land Gibson early this offseason, but I wasn't willing to overpay and didn't land. I'm kind of glad that I didn't at the moment.
Yeah. I haven't really been that in on.
Addison feels weird being back in the comments. Hop in the show, Addison. Come on.
Yeah,
If you're online, you're active. Let's go. Get in here. Let's get the Addison bump.
Yeah.
Jeremiah says, should I take Burrow or Jackson at the 105 or move back to the 107? Still have the 201 as startup. What are you getting for that? I guess is my question. But yeah, if I could trade back, I do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to give up one of those quarterbacks. I mean, I'd rather take Lamar.
I'd rather have Lamar than Burrow, yeah. But man, I almost feel like if you can get one of them at the 107.
But you can't though. Necessarily.
In a super flex, though, with the quarterbacks, we're talking, let's see. If we go through the 7th one.
I just want to take Lamar. Personally.
Wow, Deshaun Watson is going at 11th overall.
Yeah.
Whew.
I'll just take Lamar.
Would you give up 102? Elijah Moore.
This is like the 3rd time we've done this one.
Oh, gosh. Come on, Kalen. CMC or Mooney in the 103.
In a super flex, it's not totally unreasonable. In one QB, I'll take the CMC easily.
So this is like, think about it, I guess, Mooney or Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Like, if somehow Malik Willis falls there, what about that?
He won't, though. But then I would like it a lot better.
Yeah. Gallup or Lockett and the 309.
Gallup.
Yeah, come on, Kayla. Russ could really have a nice season and inflate that value. He could.
He's young enough that even that he'll be 34 next season, he could still gain a lot of value like Matthew Stafford did this season.
Yeah. Could he have like a Peyton Manning type season when he went to Denver?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if he has Peyton Manning's ceiling of that kind of passing, but I think he could have a good season.
That's why he's so hard to rank for me.
Yeah.
This might be a no-brainer, but would you move Najee for 101 and a 2023 first in a 10-team league?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It is a no-brainer, yes.
Let's see. Josh Jacobs with a 109, a 12-team super flex.
Jacobs barely. I'll take Jacobs.
Gosh, Josh Jacobs is so undervalued.
Ask Addison.
I feel like this is easy.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't hard to decide, but I'll take Jacobs.
It's like 109 is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Jacobs.
All right. Oh, Jake has an update. He updated the offer. Akers and 110 for 104, 301, and 305.
Well, I'll still take the Akers side.
Jake's wheeling and dealing on April 12th. Love it.
Yeah, Akers side.
I have 7 out of 14 first-round picks. Nice. 104, 105, 106, 108, 109, 111, and 114. Should I just hold and draft the QBs and wide receivers?
Draft for value. So whatever the value is, I would take that.
Should you try to trade into future picks?
You can always try, but you have to get value to do it.
Or trade up?
That's harder to do.
Let's see. They work their way down this chat. They will get your question, I promise. Once is enough, 99% of the time. You're right, Ed. We always try to get to.
Yeah. Also on my Twitter, once is enough.
Mm-hmm. Gavin wants us to help make a deal. Could give CMC or Barkley for a combination of the following assets: 103, 204, Mooney, and Mitchell. So out of those two, you're going to want to sell Barkley, I'm sure, Tyler. Yeah. So Barkley would, 103 and Mitchell?
103 and Mitchell. 103 is fine by itself.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Yeah.
So Kenneth Walker over Saquon Barkley?
Yes.
All right. ADP does not agree with you.
ADP's wrong.
I just wanted to see. Like, we haven't gotten that far, have we?
Oh,
No. RB18 versus RB7. It feels like you're taking a value hit in a big way, Tyler. It seems like a not Tyler thing to do.
I will tell you, go in your leagues. You tell me if people with money on the line, Saquon is RB7. You tell me. You tell me if you can get RB7 value for Saquon. You tell me one time you could do it. One time, even once. Show me one. I haven't found any.
It's so tough because we think of like Joe Mixon as being like so much older than him, and he's like half a year older than him.
Yeah. Mixon is what? July 96? July 16th, 96, and Saquon is like February 3rd, 97 or something.
So like you want Eckler over him, right? Over Saquon?
Yes.
And Mixon.
Yeah, Mixon over Saquon, yeah.
And Dalvin.
Yes.
Derrick Henry?
No. Derrick Henry's so old.
Chubb?
Yeah, I'd rather have Chubb.
Antonio Gibson?
Yeah.
Kamara?
Soon I'll rather have Kamara.
Cam Akers?
Looks like Kamara is not going to get suspended unless we're here differently. No, not Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is boring.
So those are all the players in between. So like, I mean, you must have like Travis Etienne, maybe?
No.
Or Elijah Mitchell?
Mitchell I have higher than Barkley.
Okay. Yeah, Ed had the same idea as me here. 103 and Mitchell. That's what I'd shoot for.
That would be a miracle, though. You're not going to get that done.
I think you can get that. I don't know.
No, you can't. You try.
12 team, 1 QB, PPR, Mike Evans, Gallup, and 205 for 2023 late first and 2 seconds.
This feels like you can do better than this.
It does, but Mike Evans is another one of those that like is tough, so tough to move.
One that doesn't actually have a lot of trade value, so maybe you can't do better. I guess it's fine then.
Okay, if you have the one, I have this exact situation in the league. If you have the 102, what other picks roughly would you give up to move up to the 101?
Yeah, in 1 QB, I'm more desperate to do it, and I would give another late first to do it, like in 2022. In a Superflex, I'm less desperate to do it, and I'd probably only give a second.
Yeah, and is this? Are you more likely to get value now or later? That's a good question.
I don't know. That's a very difficult question to answer.
Okay. Josh Jacobs or Kenneth Walker?
Walker.
Ed agrees with you. Open 24 hours. What's up, fam? What's up, Open 24 hours? 12 team, Superflex PPR. Which side? CMC, Fields, Foreman, or Marlon Mack? 108 to 2023 first. One is Open 24 hours on pick.
The Fields side, easily.
Seems to me like Open 24 hours is trying to rebuild here.
Yeah, but you got to do better than that.
And which means that
separately. I always say sell the assets separately instead of together, and you'll do better.
So that means this could be if Open 24 hours is selling off and like trying to rebuild, that could be a very high 2023 first.
Maybe, but I would still think you could do better.
Let's see. Superflex, half PPR. Javonte Williams for Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Kadarius Toney, and the 209.
This is like the classic 4 quarters for $1.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's run through some of these here. Don't break Javonte into a bunch of small parts. Yeah.
Sounds like what I said.
Mystical just got a call from his brother, a new uncle. No joke. He named him Ezekiel Ellison.
Oh my
I
God.
like it. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. All right. Good seeing you, Mystical. Appreciate it. Gibson and the 201 or DK and the 205. 12 team Superflex tight end premium.
DK side.
Yeah. If you have DK, would you rather Geno Smith or Drew Lock as the quarterback?
Drew Lock.
I still think it's Geno Smith because you want a
Smith and it's not Drew Lock. It's going to be someone else. It has to be. It can't be.
It has to be.
I suck.
How about Tyreek Hill and a 2024 first or CD Lamb?
2024 first is kind of far away. I'll take Lamb, but I understand this too.
Would you trade a second round pick for Kareem Hunt, who's going to be 28 when he's free from his contract?
No.
He won't be a starting running back.
No, I don't think so. I think that ship sailed. So no.
No chance. Superflex, Happy PR, Kadarius Toney for Tony Pollard, Marlon Mack, and the 204.
I'll take Pollard and with the 204. The 204 is pretty good. So yeah, it's Kadarius Toney's not worth much more than the 204 on its own. So I'll take the Pollard side.
I think I want Toney here.
No, I don't think
I like the idea of Brian Dable being his coach.
There's a lot of decent receivers in this class. I'm not sure I'm even going to want Toney over the 204.
Let's see. Yeah, give Barkley not close. He agrees with you. What about CMC for Mitchell and 103? Or is that too little?
That's about right. And a super flex, it's a little better.
110 or 2 2023 seconds and a 2024 second.
110. Even overall 3.
There's a possibility that you get a better player with one of those 2023 seconds.
It's possible, but I'll still take the 110.
Henry, 4 years ago, traded 3 first-round picks for the 101 to get Saquon Barkley. Well, another league paid $1 in free agency to pick up Austin Eckler.
Wow. Well, I mean, one of those moves was a lot better than the other one.
You probably felt like you got a steal for Barkley right there, though. Like, he was worth so much back then.
Yeah, well, oops.
Yeah. Joel made this trade today, received Kyler 101 and the Muth for Tua, JT 103. Wow, buried the lead there. Led with Tua instead of JT. That's interesting.
I know.
In a 12-team Superflex, 1.5 tight end premium.
I feel like I remember staring at this trade on Twitter earlier today, and I just made a decision. But I don't know. I feel like I still want the JT side. I think that's what I said earlier. I think I still want that side.
So if you say Kyler, Brees Hall, and Freiermuth, Tua, JT, and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, that doesn't change my mind.
Yeah. Henry offered 102 and Odell Beckham and Robert Woods for the 101 and got shot down. Remember not long ago when Beckham was the 101 startup pick. It's true.
Yeah, I remember that. He was the 101 startup value in the first one startup that I did.
Local liability, 12-team Superflex got the 109, 204, 211, and 4-4. Would you be trying to slide somewhere in the draft or stay with my picks? Middle of the pack team.
I don't know. I mean, so vague. I'm fine either way.
Don't be a middle of the pack team. That's my first thought.
Yeah, but like when it comes to sliding somewhere in the draft or staying with the picks, I'm fine either way.
Yeah. Either go all in or rebuild.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last year in May, I said I had Javonte Williams ranked over ETN. You guys said you had ETN over Javonte. I don't remember that.
I mean, that sounds like something I would say.
It's possible.
But ETN never played. So I don't know. And I have predicted that he got injured during training camp. I don't know if I could have predicted that.
I definitely got to a point where I did say Javonte, but before he got hurt. Definitely did. Got the deal done for Akers. Look at that. Making trades happen right here, Tyler. All right, let's go. I'm going to get these last few questions, and then we're going to wrap up. Are you worried about Akers? Would you draft him in a startup over Chubb or Henry? Yes.
I would, just for the youth and the upside. Just those guys don't have as much dynasty upside as Akers.
And I'm not worried. He came back. Like, that is enough.
People are so worried that he played when he miraculously recovered. I don't understand.
Don't forget I predicted that, by the way.
Yeah, you did.
108 and 2023 second for Brady in Hollywood.
That's about right. But if you're really competing, I've seen worse.
Another updated trade currently going on. Carr, Sanders, Marlon Mack, 2023 second, 4, 2022, 104, 109, and 2020. So 3 first.
I want the picks. I want the picks.
That.
Yeah, the picks easily.
Full PPR, Superflex, Kyle Pitts, or 107, 207, and Elijah Mitchell.
Pitts. Yeah, easily. Pitts is the best asset in this trade, so I'll take Pitts for sure.
What's the ceiling for Alberto?
Okay. Alberto, actually, I think the ceiling for Alberto is top 5.
Okay, so when you say top 5, is that difference maker tied in or not?
Yeah. I think that's the ceiling. The odds he hits it are low.
So if Hawkinson is the line of like productive, not necessarily difference maker, is he above or below that?
I mean, the ceiling is above it, but also I think Hawkinson has a ceiling that we haven't seen either. I think Hawkinson's ceiling is to, be what George Kittle is.
Joel was worried about Tua failing this year because we know what happens if he does.
Oh, that's very funny. Yeah. I mean, he could fail this year.
Should I give up JT to get Lamb plus 2023 first, second, and third? No.
I'll take the Lamb side there. I don't want to add a 23 first and a second to Lamb for JT. It's a little expensive.
And even though it's open 24 hours, we're not open 24 hours. We are open for 91 minutes in this one. A little bit extra time for you. Tyler, great show as always. Ask DLF. Make sure you're following him at Tyler FF Creator. I am at Calvin and Hobby. Stay tuned to everything that we have here. Addison has a lot of great content. Tyler, what's your next article coming out?
The next article is going to be the rundown article for the show. And then I have, I did an article last year about Cortland Sutton, comparing him to Jerry Jeudy. So there's an article that I'm going to write about that. And then there's also a wait to buy wide receivers article. Players I like, but I would wait to buy them until after the NFL draft. So that one's already written and will come out on, looks like it'll come out on Sunday.
Tyler's expecting a wide receiver sale to come up. I love it. So with that, we appreciate all of you in the comments. Thank you for being amazing as always. And yeah, hit us up on